Hello, this is the second video on reported speech and the first one that we are going to dedicate to statements. Remember that this is a lesson for Bachillerato. Statements is what we call in Spanish oraciones enunciativas, oraciones declarativas, aseveraciones. In English, for example, we have these two examples. I have to go now, she said. Or we lived in Paris for 3 years, Peter said. When we want to report a statement, we need to use a that clause. This is a subordinate clause, a noun subordinate clause with the function of direct object of the main verb in the main clause. The main verb in the main clause is what we are going to call the reporting verb. So, in the sentence, in direct speech, I have to go now, she said. She said would be the main clause, where she would be the subject of the main verb, said, which is the reporting verb. And what she said is the direct object. That she had to go then. We use the linking word that, and then we go on with the rest of the sentence. That is a that clause, a subordinate noun clause, direct object of the verb in the main clause. The other example, we lived in Paris for 3 years, Peter said. Peter said that they had lived in Paris for 3 years. Okay, we need the word that to introduce statements. Reporting verbs, remember the verbs in the main clause can be say and tell. These two are the most typical ones, but we have others: think, explain, complain, point out, remark, declare, state, announce, protest, claim, etc. Any verb that means to say. Since tell and say are the most typical ones, we have to consider, however, that they are not complete synonyms. There are differences between them. Tell can be used to report statements, but it also can be used to report orders, whereas say can only be used to report statements. Besides, we have to use tell always with a personal object, which is optional with the verb say. Let's look at these two examples. We have the order, go away, she said. We cannot use the verb say to report an order. We can only use tell. She told me to go away. Besides, we'll see it later in another video, that there is a different grammar structure. We have the statement, I need a new computer, said Mark. We can use the verb say and we can use the verb tell. Mark said that he needed a new computer. It is optional to say to whom Mark said this. But we can say it. If we say it, we need the word to, the preposition to before it. Mark said to me that he needed a new computer. With the verb tell, it is mandatory to use the personal object. Mark told me that he needed a new computer. Notice that there isn't a preposition before me. Okay, this is it with the first video on statements. I hope you can take advantage of it.